Robert Edwards, a British Nobel laureate known for his pioneering work in the development of in vitro fertilization, has died. Cambridge University, where Edwards was a fellow, says he died on Wednesday after a long illness. Edwards developed in vitro fertilization together with Dr. Patrick Steptoe. Their studies culminated with the birth of the world's first so-called test tube baby in 1978 to a couple unable to conceive naturally. At the time, they faced a barrage of moral criticism, particularly from religious circles.
Robert Edwards, the so-called father of test tube babies, has died at the age of 87. He won the Nobel Medicine Prize for his work in 2010 and started developing in vitro fertilization in 1955, a project that culminated in 1978 in the birth of Louise Brown, the first test tube baby.
If he didn't help Mum back then, I wouldn't basically be here. And nor would thousands of other children around England, well, around the world.
Well, it wasn't thousands of births, more like millions. An estimated 5 million babies have now been born of IVF or in vitro fertilization, the technique Edwards helped pioneer with his colleague Patrick Steptoe. It's a process by which an egg is fertilized by sperm outside the body, giving rise to the term in vitro or in glass. According to the European Society of Human Reproduction and Embryology, around 1 in 6 couples worldwide experience some form of infertility. It was that despair and the belief that babies could be fertilized outside the body that motivated Edwards. Today, as many as 1 to 2% of babies in the Western world are conceived through IVF, and many more in other parts of the world.
I feel that I'm born again. I can't describe how I feel. I'm speechless. After 16 years of waiting, I'm finally pregnant.
But the technique hasn't been without controversy. Many of their colleagues were sceptical, churches, even governments were anti. That it took until 2010 for him to receive the Nobel Prize for Medicine is viewed by many of his supporters as evidence of just how much influence opponents of IVF still wield. But Edwards maintained his motivation was simple. He just wanted to lend a hand to childless couples and thereby bring joy to millions of people around the world.